taking just a little break from driving. Literally, we haven't been on the road that long, so we shouldn't have a break. But we're taking a break, and we're going to go to the Woolrich outlet in Woolrich, Pennsylvania, where the original mill was. In July of 1930, they had a 100th anniversary Woolrich party. There were thousands that attended a 3-day celebration. Looks like this is pictures from the parade. Here's some of the directors of Woolrich and some of the mill employees in the 1900s. There's some ladies working at the sewing machines. And then here's the woolen mills in the 1920s. It's a woolen mill in 1887. View of Mill Park. There's the main street of Woolrich. Because Woolrich is not just a company, it's also the name of this little Pennsylvania town. Here's the Woolrich Community Pool, built in 1929. Here's some people swimming in it early on. And the Woolrich Community Church, back in the day, back in 1907. Spools of wool. Some of their old advertisements. The style of a jacket that they made in 1963. The lady said there are a few throws that they still make here, but most everything else is outsourced. These were in 1938. Here's some throws from 1928, the wool motor robe. This was a hunting coat back in 1935. And here shows a little timeline. 1830s was the first Woolrich woolen mill in Plum Run, Pennsylvania. Then in 1850, it introduces its original buffalo plaid shirt. 1861, Woolrich produces blankets for the Army troops during the Civil War. 1890, the Woolrich manufactures jackets for the telegraph linemen, and it introduces the railroad vest. In 1925, Woolrich introduces the classic hunt coat worn by many deer hunters in Pennsylvania at one time. The open back on red heritage plaid functioned as a camouflage before there was such a thing. And then in 1939, Woolrich outfits Admiral Byrd for 3 expeditions into the Antarctica. And this hunting jacket in 1925 is what they have represented right here. style back in the 1950s. These were styles from 1955. And then this one was a style back in the 1930s. So these are baseball uniforms and swimsuits, woolen swimsuits that were designed back in the 1930s and 1940s. Here's some of the catalog pages that they had. A 1935 jacket and picture. 1950, 1930, 1980, love this little kid's jacket, that's cute. Fabrics from all the various buffalo plaid shirts that they create. They started producing those buffalo plaid shirts back in the 1850s. Original woolen mill 1830-1845 plum run, some of their equipment. There's a metal wire sock form from the 1920s. Mitten forms from the 1860s. Doesn't this look like something out of a Snow White movie? A lot of great photos around a lot of old equipment that they used to use in the mill for weights and scales. The original Woolrich Company store was on Main Street in Woolrich, Pennsylvania. It was built in 1910. It's this one right here. It was a true community store. On the first floor, you could purchase groceries, dry goods, meal ins, appliances, and clothing. Until 1960, it was also the post office. The second floor was used to store mattresses and bedding. And in 1978, a new store was built on Park Avenue. Hunting jacket and hunting pants, typical of the 1930s. Love the little hat. That's cool. Pages are also historical, that they have the clothes hanging in because they were used to transport fabric, blankets, and garments between workstations in the woolen mill. This portrait is of John Rich from 1759 to 1847. He's actually the founder of the Woolrich Company. He founded it in 1830. This painting is from the estate of Geneva Rich. 1935 jacket, hunting jacket. Another example of a 1935 jacket. The funny thing is that most of these things people would wear today, except for maybe these. This looks like something my grandmother would wear. This was back in 1950s. Some styles from that. And another precious kid's jacket. I could just see Ford in that. On a side note, Woolrich, the town of, the village of Woolrich, has more automobiles per capita than any other community in the United States. And this was in 1923. Right from the Woolrich store, you walk right across the street and you are in Woolrich Park. Not sure what that little cabin is. Might have to walk over there later and find out what significance it is to the park.
It's got a metal roof, so.
Yep. Well, it doesn't really look like it looks like it's, because it doesn't look real, does it? I mean, like it was real old. It looks like it's created.
It's probably been moved here.
Yeah. So the cabin that was transplanted here. It was built by Jonas Ziegler in 1820 and was used as a church near Ziegler Cemetery. And in 1930 it was disassembled and reassembled in the Woolrich Park, called the Ziegler Museum, with many artifacts on display during the Woolrich Woolen Mill 100-year celebration on July 25th, 26th, and 27th of 1930. So it's been here a while. Probably has been renovated a couple times. Notice the roof is tin, so that's not original. It's a really nice park that the Woolrich Mill Company and Woolrich family provide for the citizens of Woolrich, Pennsylvania. Nice little playground, group shelter, picnic areas. It's nice. I guess you also come through the area if you're hiking the Mid-State Trail. Nice. On the other side of that sign that says "Come Again," it says Woolrich Park. Here comes Bill around the corner sporting his new Woolrich shirt. Doesn't he look so handsome?
Just to look at the town real quick.
Sure, let's do it.
Should put our GoPro down. Look at this beautiful church. Oh, that's the main street.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, I think that might be the.
I think I can go up
I
here.
think that might be the mill too.
Yeah, it says Mill Street. I think go up here, take a right, and come back.
Okay. Oh, that was the Woolrich Community Church. There was a thing about that
Oh, was it?
in the history.
Pretty little town in here, isn't it?
Yes, it is a pretty little town. I'll get to check and see how the stabilizer does on my new phone.
There you go.
I have the GoPro up here.
Oops, right here's where
This is Locust. Is Locust going to get us to Mill? Oh yeah, it will.
Just want to make sure I can get down the street. Okay. I don't know what that building way up there was, if that was part of a mill.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, look at the creek. That's pretty. Must have been the old fire department.
Yep.
Or
Still is the old fire department. It does look empty, doesn't
These
it?
old buildings here.
Yep. I wonder if all these buildings were some part of the Woolrich Company, because here's the old Woolrich.
Oh, S.A. Piper Logistics. Huh. That maybe was up there.
That's
Look
what
at
it is.
something down there, logistics.
Yeah. Make sure you get on the right, correct
Let
side.
me look in that mirror a little bit.
There's nothing here.
Okay, good here. Wait a minute. It's got must be two ways, both ways, because there's a stop sign coming this way.
Oh, weird. Guess so. So
Also-
here's the old Woolrich mill, wool mill. And then I think we'll pass the other one heading back to 80, and we'll show you that one too. That's the one that they still use to make the Afghans or throws that they still make here. Here's the Woolrich Old Company store. That's where the store used to be, and we went to the outlet on the main street up there. They've got some beautiful homes on this mill street. Wondering if they were some of the original CEOs and presidents and family members of the Woolrich Company. And I don't know if you remember or not, but I pointed out some history on the Woolrich Community Church, and that's it right there.
How we looking?
We're looking good. Nobody's coming.
Is that Buffalo
Yeah, they do. The original black and white print. Because didn't they say black and white was the original, and then they started doing the red and white,
Yes.
red and black, and then I think after that was blue and black.
And then they've had green and black.
Uh huh.